Hello children, Happy New Year to all of you. We are going to start nationalism in India. As you know that we have already discussed two parts of this chapter. Now third part is before us. In the third part, the main theme is the sense of collective belonging. It means that India become a nation and Indian people belongs to different identity, different religion, different region, culture, different languages they spoke. They became united against the colonial government. Colonial government. They started thinking on this point that their enemy was common, and that was the colonial master, the Britisher, and they started a systematic movement against the rogue ruler. The sense of collective belonging, here we see that they started using symbols and icons. In symbols and icons, they made the image of Bharat Mata, and it was first drawn by the Bankim Chand Chatterjee. He was a very prominent Bangla writer. He has written the immortal novel Anand Math, from which the Bande Mataram national song of India is derived from that book. He made one image of Bharat Mata. After then, Abhinavnath Tagore, he is a very famous painter from Bengal. He also made the image of Bharat Mata that you can see on your textbook. This image is shown as an ideal Indian woman flag in saffron. Means this is a spiritual color which is used since time immemorial by the ascetic, by the persons who were seeking divine bliss or supreme knowledge. Figure is ascetic, calm, composed, and full of divine grace, full of Bharat Mata. And this image was shown at the time of procession, at the time of demonstrations, and at the time when colonial government was opposed by the masses in India. Here we can see that this figure is later changed, and it was shown with crown, goddess like figure, and elephant, lion, and Bharat Mata is shown with the full of weapons. It means that it is a symbol, icon of the power and strength. This figure is now we see at the time when we celebrate our national festival, for example, Independence Day, Republic Day, Gandhi Jayanti, etc. Identity of nation here we can see that people in India they started searching the folklore, folk song. They reinterpreted history and how India was on its peak at the ancient time and how it contributed a lot to the world in the field of culture, literature, science, etc. So the people of India they felt proud of their Indian culture, not at present but in the past. In this way, their hearts filled with glory and they got immense inspiration and boundless strength. They united, they joined their hand to fight against this common enemy who was the colonial ruler, the British government. Revive the Indian folklore, as we say, that they collected folklore for different part of the country. In Madras notation, one very famous writer, he wrote the folklore of South India. In this way, so many things were used. Use of icon and symbol. Icon and symbol they use, started using. For example, we can say that in Maharashtra, Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, he started Shivaji Mahotsav and Rakhi Club, Danda Club, Ganesh Mahotsav to revive their religious and cultural treasure, so that Indian people might get inspiration from their cultural heritage. One instance we can take the time when Bengal was partitioned in 1905 by Lord Curzon, and month of October was decided to implement this partition. At the time in Bengal, people collectively took bath in the river Ganga. Hindu and Muslim, they tied Rakhi on one another hand to show their unity against this partition of Bengal, which was totally unjustful and rubbish. They gave the slogan of Swadeshi and boycott started boycotting the British-made goods, especially textiles. Huge bonfire was lit up. The foreign cloths were burned down, started wearing handmade clothes spun by the spinning wheel. In this way, we can say national flag was also designed. In the middle of the national flag was chakra with 24 spokes. Now, currently, it is the national flag of India. These things were taking place, and the promotion of the sense of collective belonging was emerging with full force in the Indian people, and it was a very forceful uh, opposition against the British government, and the rule was bound to go when they became united for their common cause, for the liberation of their dear nation, the Bharat Mata. Other things we can say that in conclusion, when we come to this part, conclusion, the movement of Indian freedom struggle was very living, and it feared the government colonial master, and one day came when India became free from the clutches of this brutal rule, British rule, and that day was 15 August 1947, when Lord Mountbatten was sent to make the final decision. Separately, one thing is given here, the Quit India movement. It was started by Gandhiji in 1942, and it is also called the August Revolution because on 8th August it was came into force. The Bardha session of the Congress in July 1942, after the failure of the Christ mission, Gandhiji decided this to launch the Quit India movement. It was the final, and it was the strongest movement against the colonial master. After then, it was the matter of only time to Britain leave India, and one day arrived. And this famous moment Gandhiji gave his immortal slogan, "Do or die." After Quit India movement, events were taking place very fast speed, and they arrived when India made history and it got freedom, and it became a nation, though divided. Pakistan and India. A large number of people migrated from one side to other side. This history of Indian and the nationalism in India is full of glory, and it gave a sense of dignity and proud among Indian people, and it will remain a source of inspiration for generation to generation. In this way, we completed the third part of this nationalism in India. Thanks.